Hey Pop Angels, so Izigane Zesthembu episode 5 has finally aired, so let's get into it. So Mpumelelo is having a conversation with his dad and he tells him that, hey, I've made another woman pregnant. His dad is a bit upset because in the household they have a rule that he should only make someone pregnant if he's planning to get married to her. And Mpumelelo is basically trying to apologize, trying to fix his due, saying that he's going to marry her. And he obviously needs some sort of assistance. And Musa's like, I'm only going to assist you if you promise me that you're going to pay lobola. Musa's also saying what we've all been thinking and what we've all been saying, like, hey, what happened to the first woman? Like, why did you not fix and pay lobola and try to do right by her? And it's like quite obvious he does not have money. You can't be able to afford it. And I mean, also when you decide to take a wife, guys, you also have to start providing for her, because it's like you're taking her from her family's household. So you can't expect to take a wife, yet she's still expected to go back home and ask for money for transport. I think also that's why he's not willing to pay lobola for the first wife or fix things like that, because he cannot be able to afford a wife. And also it goes back to last week's episode when Musa Mseleku was telling his first son Ulwandle that he should have already been married by now. How, when this guy isn't financially stable? Like, and I'm not surprised or going to be shocked if Musa ends up even like helping them out financially if these men decide to bring wives to the household, because he really does cordial and clap hands when his sons do nonsense like this. But when his daughters, especially Snare, does something like this, that's when the whole roof has fallen apart. Remember when Snare had her second baby daddy? How much of a big dramatic thing it was. Literally, Musa didn't even want to support her financially. It was just a whole mess. And everyone kept literally making it seem like Snare had literally just gone and cut the whole house into pieces. But when Mpumelelo does it, it's like, okay, you've done it, we're going to help you out. But when the girls do it, because I know for a fact if Umpelo at the same age as Mpumelelo has to have a child, it will be a big thing. Like, how can you have a child without the man coming and doing this and that? It would literally be such a huge embarrassment for Umpelo or one of the other girls. Now, Mpumelelo is basically saying how he feels like he does not get like support from his mom, Mayeni, because of the fact that his mom is someone who's always angry when you tell her certain things. And yes, like she should be, because number one, guys, in I think it was season 5 or season 6 of Izigane Zesthembu, and they would have family events, Mpumelelo would show up with his girlfriends. And he would not only show up with the one who had a child, which we maybe would understand that he's bringing his child, so the baby mama has to be there, but he would bring a girl. There used to be another girl before this girl came in the picture who had no child, no affiliation to this boy, and he would literally bring both of them at these events. And I remember the wives used to speak, hence why I said that like the wives also like contribute to this madness, because when it comes to the boys they laugh and giggle, but when it comes to the girls they decide to be stern. So when Mpumelelo would come with these girls, Mayeni used to be like, why is he doing this? Like, why is he insulting me in this manner? Because he should not be bringing these girlfriends at my place, at my event. I should not even see them. The only time I should be introduced is when it's a woman which you want to marry, which is a rule in every single household. I mean, yes, we have modernized, we tell our parents what's happening in our love lives, we get it, but guys, there should be still that rule that you cannot be introducing every single partner to your parents, because now that old girl, she's no more there, and it just does not look good, especially in a traditional family like Mpumelo's family. So let's get to Mpumelelo situation. So first of all, baby mama number 2 is basically telling baby mama number 1 that she's pregnant, and baby mama number 1 is like, hey, I knew about the situation a long time ago. I could see from day one, but I'm just upset that you guys did not inform me this. And you see baby mama number 2, she's looking sad. She's acting like she's in pain, like this was not her intention, and she's becoming very sweet. And you see baby number 1 carrying a pregnancy test. Now, I don't know why she was doing this. I think maybe it's because she wanted to get like the first P so that the test can be accurate, but eventually she did not do it. And baby mama number 2 did confront her like, hey, are you also pregnant? And she was like, nah, I'm not. She even showed her to prove to her. And in the one-on-ones, baby mama number 2 is basically saying that if she is pregnant, she doesn't really care because that's between her and her man, just like how my pregnancy is between me and my man. And I find this funny with the my, because you guys are not dating or in a relationship with someone who is just dating each of you guys. You guys are dating a man who is technically in his temple. So this my man is just like very finicky for me, because it's really your guys' man. You should be saying our man, technically. Now, I find it funny that they have this sweet conversation, and then baby mama number 2 goes and sits in the front seat, knowing very well, number 1, she's not umamkhulu technically in this polygamy. And also she knows that, if she sits in the front, she's going to cause a problem, because it's going to be like, why are you sitting in the front? And it really goes back to say that this girl, she is doing things deliberately. Like, she's very vindictive, she's very cold, she comes off very heartless at times, and I really don't understand and see how this thing is going to work. It kind of reminds me of the Mpumelelo and Mayeni situation, Vuyakazi being Mayeni and Mpumelelo being this lady. And I know that Mpumelelo isn't this character fully. However, I definitely do feel like she's trying to do every single thing to provoke Vuyakazi to leave, so that she ends up becoming number 1. And I really would have loved to see if she actually was baby mama number 1, like how things would have unfolded, because now she's technically number 2 and she's behaving like this, really. Anyway, baby mama number 1 runs off to her room because she's upset about this whole situation, and her man goes and chases after her, and finally she ends up leaving for the sake of Ulwandle. And baby mama number 2 is like, I'm not gonna sit with her at the back. If she wants to sit in the front, she can sit in the front, because she's been crying for it anyway. And anyway, they end up leaving, and unfortunately the show ended. So we literally spent a whole 20-something minutes on something so stupid caused by the baby mama number 2. Now, in the next episode, we see that they are having a fight between Mpumelelo and Abongwe about the girlfriends. Now, next week's episode, one, I'm annoyed because these scenes were supposed to be part of today's episode, but anyway, it's fine. Guys, Mpumelelo really has this thing in his mind that he's Musa Mseleku Jr. Like, I don't want to lie to you. It seems like he came, I think he maybe told someone to bring his girlfriends in, and he's basically shouting at Mpumelelo and Abongwe that someone's supposed to drive his girlfriends in. And they're asking him, who's supposed to do that? Why don't you do it yourself? And I won't be surprised, maybe he expected Ulwandle to do it, because he always expects Ulwandle to do everything. Because remember I said, even though Ulwandle is technically the elder in the family because of the fact that he's Mamkulu's first son, but Mpumelelo is actually his elder brother. So I wonder how everything unfolded, but you can see this has caused drama and caused tension in the household, and this really isn't good, because number one, I don't understand why the girlfriends were at the party in the first place. I mean, you don't need to bring them everywhere, because it's not like his daughter was going to be there. His daughter was not coming to this party, Mpumelelo could have just came by himself, and I don't think it was a need for baby mama number one to even show up, honestly. But we are definitely gonna see this drama, and I think that it really goes back to Mpumelelo thinking that he is Musa Mseleku Jr. and once he comes there, everything just goes about with his girlfriends. But anyway, we have come to the end of today's episode. Do comment down below your thoughts on today's episode. We will see each other next week, same time, same place. Love and light. Till next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that post notification bell down below. Bye.